In problem 53, we're given that this factor and this factor, when multiplied together, give us 28. Now, we have to be a little careful here. This problem is not this one, right? It is not this problem. X minus 3 equals 0. If it were this problem, we could just write the solutions as x equals 0 and 3. But we don't have this problem. We don't have a 0 here. We don't have a 0. We have a 28. So we don't have this problem. Our problem is a little bit more complex. Not much, but we just have to multiply through here. Multiply through. So if we multiply through here, we're going to get x squared minus 3x equals 28. And now we've got a problem like we've seen before. Let's get all the terms on the left side and 0 on the right side. Let's subtract this 28. So we're going to get x squared minus 3x minus 28 equals 0. We'll factor. Don't forget to equal 0. X and x, the factors of 28. That'll give us a 3. How about a 7 and a 4? I'm going to make it a minus 7. A minus 7 and a plus 4. So we'll get x equals 7 and negative 4 as our two solutions. Now, number 55 is pretty much like 53, just with some bigger numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to multiply through here. So we're going to multiply here and here, right? Let's get rid of the parentheses. Now, this is equal to 42, not 0. If it was 0, we could just read off our solutions as 0 and negative 19 over 3. But it's not, so we'll have to multiply. So we'll get 9z squared plus 3 times 19 is 57z. That's equal to 42. Let's subtract the 42. So we'll get 9z squared plus 57z minus 42 equals 0. Now to factor this, we notice that with 9, 57, and 42, there's a 3 common. Right? Remember we talked about this some time ago, but if you add up the digits and you get a number divisible by 3, the whole number is divisible by 3. 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 is divisible by 3. So 57 is divisible by 3. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is divisible by 3, so 42 is divisible by 3. So let's take a 3 out of here. In doing so, we'll get a 3z squared plus 19z minus 14 equals 0. Let's see what we can do about factoring this. Our two sets of parentheses equals 0. So only one way to get that 3 is going to be a 3z and a z. And for the 14, I tried a 7 and a 2, and on a separate piece of paper I tried it, and here's what I came up with. I came up with putting a 2 here and a 7 here because that gave me a 21 and a 2, which I can get a 19. So I just had to get the signs right. So I'm going to write this as a plus 7. That'll give me plus 21. Minus 2 is the 19z. And now I can read off my solution as z equals positive 2 over 3, right, from this factor right here. Change the sign, divide. And from this one, I'll get a negative 7. There's our solutions. And just keep in mind again that 3 has no effect on the solution because although I have one factor, a second factor, and a third factor, one of them's got to be 0, and it can't be the 3. A 3 is always a 3, never 0. In 59, we don't have a 0 over here, so I can't just read off the solution as negative 3 and 2. So I'm going to have to multiply these two factors together. So let's do that. So we'll get x squared. Now the outer product is negative 2x. I'll just write it here, negative 2x. The inner product is plus 3x, and then a minus 6, the last on the last. That's equal to 2x. These two terms here will combine to give us x squared plus x minus 6 equals 2x. Let's subtract the 2x. So we'll get x squared. Now x minus 2x is minus x. Minus 6 equals 0. We can factor this as x and x. How about 3 and 2? How about a minus 3, a plus 2? And we can read off our solution as 3 and negative 2. Now here in problem 61, this is similar to 59. we've got these two factors here being multiplied, getting negative 8, not 0. So we're going to have to multiply these together. So we're going to get x squared. Now the outer product is 5x. The inner product is negative x. So 5x minus x is plus 4x. And then minus 5 equals negative 8. Let's get all the terms on the left side. So let's add 8 to get us a 0 on the right side. So we'll get x squared plus 4x. Now negative 5 plus 8 is plus 3 equals 0. We can factor the left side as x and x. A 3, I can only use a 3 and a 1. It's positive, so we'll get plus 3 plus 1. And now we can read off our solutions as negative 3 and negative 1.